Hi, my beautiful friends. We're back in the kitchen. Another meal prep for you. So excited. Got some great new recipes. I know summer is winding down. I have a great another baked oatmeal for you. We're going to do some macaroni salad. It's all going to be vegan, oil-free, starch solution friendly, great for weight loss. We're going to get going and I'm going to show you how to do it. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe and scooch on over and hit that bell icon because you're not going to want to miss any of my great videos. I hope they're great. I think they're great. I love bringing them to you. And if you are back, if you are one of my subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love doing this, guys. And if you want to know a little bit more about meal prep, I do have a free ebook on my website and the link is down below. It'll be down below in the notes down there, guys. Just hit on there and go to the website and you can get that for free. It has some of my favorite recipes in there. So hit that up because it's a great resource for a lot of things, especially with the starch solution and being oil free. So let's get into the kitchen and let's get cooking. So I'm just going to cook some chickpeas and I've soaked them overnight so they're nice and plump. And we're just going to rinse them. And I do like to give them a good rinse afterwards. That will help with digestion too. You want to make sure your beans are nicely rinsed. Now we're just going to put them into our Instant Pot. We're going to cover them with water. Put the lid on, make sure it's sealed, and then I'm going to pressure cook it for 13. And we're going to naturally let it release for 10 when it's done, and we should have perfect chickpeas. So it's all done. Just going to release the pressure. We have our beautiful little chickpeas in there. Just going to let that cool. Then I'll just drain them. We'll be all set. I'm just washing up my potatoes and getting them all ready for the Instant Pot. I'm just using russets this week. That's what I had on hand. And we're just going to give them a good scrub before we put them in the Instant Pot. So I'm just going to put all my potatoes, like we always do, into my Instant Pot. I already have water in there. These ones are kind of wrinkly. They kind of started going while I was on vacation. So we're just going to, I'm actually going to keep a couple of the smaller ones out. I might bake those. See which ones all fit in here. Go with that. Play a little Tetra here. Okay. So again, we're going to seal that. And we're going to let that go. So I'm just getting some of my ingredients ready for my macaroni salad. And I'm just keeping it simple with what I have. I put in my macaroni salad as a base, usually as my celery, which I'm chopping up. And again, if you've been here, guys, you know we like our celery. So lots of that is going to go in my bowl. Now, do you put celery in yours? I put celery, I put usually onions, and then I try to mix it up with whatever I have in my kitchen. Now we're just going to chop up a little bit of onion, and again, I use what I have. I just got back from vacation, so I'm just using what I had, which are basically pantry staples. So I had onions. If you had green onions or scallions, I would use those also. Again, whatever you have, just use whatever in your pantry and chop up your onions. I like mine fine just to make sure that they digest nicely. I'm just chopping up some red peppers. I think this will give it a great color to go with the macaroni. Again, I'm trying to bump up the amount of non-starchy vegetables to go with the macaroni. And again, you could also add some steamed cauliflower to this, or rice cauliflower. That would bump up your non-starchy. And again, I change it up every time. What do you put into your macaroni salad? Pickles and dill are another great thing in this salad. I think it just adds that brininess, and we do love our pickles. You could also throw in cucumber in this. This would be great if you had cucumber, but we do love dill pickles. And if you had the dill weed or dried dill, that would also be good. I did actually add some dill afterwards. If you wanted to, you could also add a little kelp to it. So now I'm just going to assemble the macaroni salad. So we have our onions, our celery, our red pepper, our dill pickle. And again, you put whatever you like in your macaroni salad. I just kind of put whatever I have in. I'm using my tofu mayonnaise just from the Starch Solution. I tweak it a little bit, add different spices. And again, it always depends on whatever my mood is. And you guys play around with it. It should be whatever you like too. Sometimes I put Cajun seasoning. Sometimes I put Italian seasoning in. I like to kind of mix it up. So my noodles are cooked. In the bowl it goes. I do have a little fresh parsley. I do like using a lot of fresh herbs. I do find that that actually elevates everything. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of this at a time. I'll reserve a little bit at the end. So of course, growing up, my mother used to make this. Oh, I know what else I'm going to add to this. We're going to bump up even more of the protein. And I'm going to add some of the cooked chickpeas that I made this morning. So when I was growing up, my mother used to add tuna to this. But we're not doing that here. I'm going to try this out. Oh, I'm going to probably add some salt and pepper to this, but actually no salt. A little bit of pepper, probably because the dill pickles are salty enough. And this is a great old favorite, and I think I'm going to add even more chickpeas just because I love them so much. And I chopped a little fresh parsley. You can add whatever spice or herbs that you like. There we go. And again, I just used regular macaroni this time, but you could use the chickpea macaroni or any kind of pasta you want, the high protein pasta, the gluten-free pasta. Use whatever you have. I mean, I have a variety of pretty well every kind of pasta. I just decided to kind of go old school this time. Hope you guys give this one a try. So now I'm going to make the baked oatmeal, and I'm going to use, I got some great raspberries and some blueberries, so I figured that's a great recipe. So I'm just going to put it together, and the first thing we're going to start with is our flax egg, and this recipe actually takes 2. So I grind my flax seeds myself, and that's actually probably going to be 2. So we're just going to put that in. And then it's usually for every tablespoon you add 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. You always start with your flax egg because you want it to sit and congeal for a few minutes while you're doing everything else. Baked oatmeal is awesome. It sits really well in the fridge. You can warm it up, you can have it cold, you can top it with yogurt, you can top it with maple syrup, you can add more fresh fruit to it. It's great. I like it honestly as a dessert. So it's a healthy dessert. Okay. So we're going to set that aside, and then in our large bowl we're going to do our wet ingredients, which is going to be a couple of tablespoons of maple syrup. And again, you can make this as sweet or as unsweet as you want, but I don't think 3 tablespoons of maple syrup is that sweet for a whole container. We're going to be baking this at 350 degrees, so you should be preheating your oven, but you can actually wait because this is going to sit because we want our oats to actually absorb all of the wet ingredients first before we're going to actually bake it. So into this we're going to add in our plant-based milk. We're going to need about 1.5 cups. I'm using this vanilla almond milk. You could use any kind that you have, doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be vanilla, because I'm actually going to add, I don't find this vanilla almond milk actually tastes like vanilla. I'm actually going to add some almond extract to this. You could add extra vanilla, you could add mint, you could add whatever you want. I just thought almond and the raspberries would taste really well together. And I am going to add a little bit of cinnamon just because if you've been here, you know I like my cinnamon. Just give that a little mix. Okay. So our flax egg is ready. So we're just going to add it to our liquid ingredients. Make sure we get it all in there. Give that a quick stir. And to that, our liquid, now we're going to add just our dry ingredients, which are super simple, just a pinch of salt. That'll just balance the flavors. If you're sodium free, you can leave it out. Again, always make the recipes your own. We're going to add our rolled oats. Now, you do need rolled oats, not the instant. They'll just make this really gummy and gooey. So, and don't forget, recipe will be down below, guys, so you don't have to be taking notes or anything. It's not school. Gonna add those in. And then a little bit of baking soda, because we want this to puff up a little bit. Be a nice bake. Make it puffy and delicious. And this is where we want our mixture to kind of sit. So as you can tell, it's very liquidy. So we want this to sit for about 20 minutes. We have a little bit more time, 30, before we add in our fruit. So we've waited our half an hour. All the liquid is almost absorbed, exactly what we want it. Just going to add in our berries. So I'm going to add in about 1 cup of raspberries. And I'm just going to add in a handful of blueberries just so it has like that contrast. Just make it look all pretty. I'm just using a casserole dish. You can grease yours if you want. I'm not going to bother because I don't use oil when I cook. Totally up to you. And we're just going to put this in. Out. I just want to make sure all the fruit is kind of evenly spread out so it looks all pretty. I can't wait for this one. And so we're going to put this in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. I'm going to check it at about 35. I like mine to be a little softer and a little moister. And again, it's always a preference, so check about 35 to 45 minutes. and see, and everybody's ovens are also different. So, and it will depend too on the fruit that you're using. So, in the oven it goes, guys. Baked oatmeal is done. Look how gorgeous that is, guys. Little raspberries are bursting. Little blueberries have bursted. Yum. Look how gorgeous that is.